Shalom. All honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. Basham Rakakadash. Big up all of the Akiam that are the brethren, the Nabayaim, the prophet them. While I'll push 100% through the four corner. Big up the sister them, the Aqua, for I'll push it. And double honors to the elder them at the Great Millstone while I push it from a long time, right? So, we are going to talk about this liquid heresy right here. The Bible saying in the New Testament we're supposed to cast down all imagination and false doctrine, right? So this man I try to refute the existence of the Israelites because him I say, if the Jews had been living in Egypt for centuries as slaves, surely they would have noticed the pyramids and the Sphinx. Strangely, neither of these great architectural wonders of the world are mentioned even once in the Old Testament. So that's the little claim right there, so. Right, and we are going to dive into this for broke it down because you have to remember when the Israelites were slaves in Egypt, they dwelled in a certain part of Egypt. Genesis 47 and 27. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt in the country of Goshen. And they had possessions therein and grew and multiplied exceedingly in the land, in the country of Goshen. Right now, we see a map right there. So, say Goshen is East Nile. Goshen is in the East Nile region. Right? But when you're looking at look on another map where the pyramid them there and the Sphinx they on the West Nile, right? But the Israelites did build things in Egypt. Exodus 1 and 11. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters and to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. Right now, I think we did have a picture of Pithom and Ramses. But Ramses and Pithom, them they're on the east now. So the architectural wonders that you need for eye out for, they in Tanis, which is Ramses, and Python, them they in the east now. You have to look on the east now to find where the Israelites in there, because the Israelites dwell in a Goshen, which they're on the east now. The pyramid them they're on the west now. This is not to say that the Israelites never built pyramids, because the Israelites built pyramids in the Bible. We can jump into the book of the Maccabees, right? Get a snips. I always say a synopsis in First Maccabees chapter 2 verse 1. And there arose Mattathias the son of John the son of Simeon, a priest, so him a Levite. These are Levites we're talking about, right? A lineage of Levites. So a priest of the sons of Jareb from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Morden. And he had 5 sons: jo- Johanan called Cadiz, Simon called Tashi, Judas who was called Maccabees, Eleazar called Avaran, and Jonathan whose surname was Aphos. Right now, these men are Levites, and what did these Levites do? Particularly Simon, right? Second Maccabees chapter, I think 13 and 27. Simon, one of the sons, one of the Levitical priests, right? Simon also built a monument upon the sepulchre of his father and his brethren, and raised it aloft to the site with hewn stone behind and before. Right? Verse 28. Moreover, he set up 7 pyramids, one against another, for his father and for his mother and his 4 brethren. So the Israelites did build pyramids. And it go deeper than this, man. We can go deeper than this. Right? Because the Israelites were scattered into every nation. Right? And you find that in Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So the Israelites were prophesied for going to many nations, right? Because of them sins, right? Get that in a Jeremiah 3 and 8. And I saw when all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I put her away. That's when the northern kingdom of the Israelites, right, get cast out of the land. And I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce. Yet our treacherous sister Judah, the southern kingdom, feared not, but went and played the harlot also. So Judah gets sent away also. The Israelites get sent out of them land into everybody's land. Right? I know we know this correlate with the slave trade, the Arab slave trade, the European slave trade, and the Spanish Filipino slave trade, right? See the maps of the Israelites getting scattered into Arabia, into North Africa, into Europe, into the Caribbean, South America, North America, right? Yeah, man, you see me have a better map right here, so right, man, them get sent to Spain, all of them places there. Right, I have the Spanish one for sure. That Israelites even dwell in the Philippines and Singapore. Right, it's a Spanish slave trade map, and in a Spain and Europe. Right, so but also in the ancient time too. Because when you look upon pyramid, you have pyramid all over the world. You have pyramid in Egypt, pyramid in India, pyramid in Singapore, pyramid in Latin America, right? And we have to focus on these ones in Latin America. All of these pyramids them in Latin America because these without a doubt were built by the Israelites, right? But the ones in India and Singapore are possibly built by the Israelites as well. We know Israelites could build pyramids, right? Moreover, First Maccabees 13 and 28. Moreover, he set up 7 pyramids, one against another, for his father and for his mother and his 4 brethren. Right? So the Israelites can build pyramids. We know that. Right? But we have to forget to understand that the Israelites dwell even in India and Singapore and them place there in the ancient time, called Esther 8 and 9. Then were the king's scribes called at that time in the 3rd month, that is the month Sivan, and 3 and 20th day thereof, and it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded unto the Jews, and to the lieutenants and the deputies and the rulers of the provinces, which are from India unto Ethiopia, 127 provinces, unto every province according to the writing thereof, and unto every people after their language, and to the Jews according to their writing and according to their language. Right? Verse 11, wherein the king granted the Jews which were in every city, from India to Ethiopia, in the last verse, every city of the 127 provinces of Persia, to gather themselves together and stand for their life, to destroy and slay all, to cause to perish, and all the poor of the people and the provinces that would have sought them, both little ones and women, and to take a spoil of them for prey. So the Israelites, even at the ancient time, they dwell all over the world. Before the Atlantic and Pacific and Indian Ocean slave trade, Israelites were already all over the world. And the slave class of people that were building these megalith structures are the Israelites. You see me? We know for a certainty that the pyramids in a Tenochtitlan, in a Oaxac, whatever you say that Oaxacan, and in a Machu Picchu and Peru, we know for a certainty that these were built by Israelites, right? Without a doubt, because in the Jewish Encyclopedia, it talk about Osiris, mentioned in a second Esdras in the Apocrypha 13, chapter 13, verse 45, right? The name of a land beyond a great river. This is the Jewish Encyclopedia. The name of a land beyond a great river, hold on, away from the habitation of men, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the law of Moses until the time of restoration, according to second Esdras 13 and 45. Columbus identified America with this land. So the man them that were building these pyramids were identified as the 10 tribes of Israel by Columbus. You understand? So the Israelites were building pyramids. You understand? The Israelites were building pyramids. You just can't say, you can't speak without understanding things. Man, I say, because the Jews living in Egypt for centuries, but them never mention the Sphinx and the pyramid, it's not possible that the Israelites exist. When we read in the Bible, the Israelites did build pyramid. Israelites know how to build pyramid. But the region of Egypt that the Israelites were slaves inside of is not the same region of Egypt where the Israelites, where the pyramids of Egypt are built, are located. Remember, Genesis 47 and 27. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt in the country of Goshen, and their possessions therein, and grew and multiplied exceedingly. Goshen, they upon the east Nile. The pyramids, they upon the west Nile. So when you look for the places that the Israelites built in Egypt, you can't look upon the west Nile, you have to look upon the east Nile. Because Exodus 1 and 11. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Python and Ramses. Python and Ramses They're on the east now. So if you want to find archaeological evidence of Israelites being in Egypt, you have to look on the east Nile. You understand? So I hope people learn something from this. I hope people were edified and understand, say, the man, will make this a chat some fuckery, right? This is not subject evidence that the Israelites never exist and that the Bible is not real. This is evidence of this person will make this photo, this image. This is evidence of his ignorance, right? So, First Maccabees 13 and 28 tell you so the Israelites can build pyramids. It tell you so them build pyramids. These pyramids where the Israelites build right here, they in the land of Israel, right? First Maccabees 13 and 28. Moreover, he set up 7 pyramids, one against another, for his father and his mother and his 4 brethren. Right? So I hope people you learn from this and you learn to get a better study of the Bible through this. Right? So shalom, peace and blessing and love to everybody. Big up on yourselves.